Okay, well, you have made your choice. Why does that sound like such a doom phrase? You've made your choice. No, you choose which way you wanted to go. Whether to repair the old 6007, that was a no, or to trade it in and have the the gold 6139 6005. That's what you chose. So we've seen the outside, and also, frankly, I forgot to start filming, but we can look at the inside. It is interesting. I pulled the buttons because the watch doesn't have a lot of miles. It really doesn't. But it's funny. The buttons clearly had new-ish. Not new. They had seals, gaskets on them that did not look old and worn out, but they were as hard as plastic, and they shattered the second I touched them. So it's a good thing that we are going through everything. Food for survival. This man is to be his own savior. Blind savior. Yeah, see, look. That's nice and bright. It matches the movement and everything. Isn't that good news? There didn't get to be any water inside. I'm not talking to a ducky. I wish I were. I don't know where he is. He's asleep somewhere. So even though the case and bracelet and everything look clean, I'm just gonna go through everything and just do it. Why half-ass it? Okay, let me get this out of here. Okay. I already removed the minute counter hand. Come on. There we go. So, get the remaining hands off of here. Oh good, it swaps over at midnight, but that's not a shock. Get those off of there. That is a nice dial. A little dusty. Cool. Let's get that dial off of there and let's begin. Because I want to get this. I want to get your job back to you, all your watches. Now. Okay. was I using that movement holder in something else? Did I put it somewhere strange? Because I like that movement holder. Okay, we're going to put that right there. You're going to stay right there. You're not going to do anything. You're just going to sit there and think. Okay, cool. Yeah, usual thing. Yeah, I see a groove across the, at least one impulse, at least one, the entrance stone. Well, I see a line. I don't know that it's a groove. Well, that cleaned up. Okay, it looked like it was just a little dirty. So let's just hope that's true. But I'll know more when it's cleaned. But it doesn't matter to you because you have already settled up. You just get to sit there and sit back and have a drink and watch it happen. Huh, that's always fun. Boink. Come on. Ooh, this is a low miles movement. Look at that. Very little dimpling around the top of that bushing right there. Because if it gets reset a lot, it'll push that out. It's only brass, and it'll move it out. But that's actually really clean. You got some smudge on the for the chronograph wheel. That's not a big deal. Yeah, it's bent down a little. We'll respring that one. I'll run it the heat. There, good. That spring is back. Yeah, man, I don't think this watch had a lot of miles on it. But look at how clean it is. All the screw heads are nice. Like none of the screw heads are bodged up. That's nice. Sad sometimes you open these and you see weird scratches and all kinds of crap everywhere. It's just depressing. A little bit of this too in there. That's that. Whoops. That's that black grease stuff. So we know it worked a little, and we know that it's got Seiko lube in it. Oops, forgot one. coupling lever. I always go back and forth. Coupling lever. I can never remember the exact terms. Well, sure I can. Just some days I can't. I mean, as always, I know what I'm talking about. A little bit of that golden grease. Let's get this off of here. Come on. Yeah, there's some of that S2 in there. Worked its way out. I clean all that stuff up by hand. There it is, the Chronograph wheel. The amazingness that is Chronograph wheel. Goes over there. It goes over there. This goes over here. Okay. That wasn't real tight. Huh. But look at how pretty that is, huh? Look at that. Look at how shiny it is. Shiny. Oh, we have a giant worn lower mainspring arbor port. Oh, but we knew that. Oh no. Let's look inside this mainspring barrel. Yeah, real typical. But not a whole lot of wear. There's a little bit of brassing, but not much. Howdy. What's going on?
I was just getting those chocolate chips because I'm making banana bread and they're barely... Can you eat more chocolate chips?
We might have the other night, yeah. What?
No, there was nothing.
Do you...
Anyway, my freaking AirPods, one doesn't work, so then Apple now has the chat function. I was like, okay. And then it started working. I was like, oh, well, thanks for chatting with me. Now it works. And then now they won't connect to my phone. I'm busy fighting with it. Oh, sorry. Are you recording?
Sure, of course. I'm always recording, honey.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Maybe somebody will have some tech advice for your headphones.
Did I say anything stupid?
No, you, honey, you don't say stupid things.
Oh.
Not faded. Needs some cleaning. Oh, what's that from? There. Something. Oh, I think a little bit of moisture might have wicked in here, right through the crown. Maybe a little bit. Okay, you're driving me nuts. Where did I put it? It's a lot easier to fiddle around with the calendar side, especially if the back of the movement's stripped off. If you put the movement ring back in place, and then it holds it nice and firmly. Yeah, we got a little bit of hazing there. That's where the stem would be. Other than that, it looks okay. I have no idea how long this watch sat, but I'd wager it has been a very long time. Like, the plastic is nice. It's not faded or gross or anything. Okay, you might hear some screaming from upstairs. Yeah, look at that. Nice and shiny. Quick set corrector. Minute wheel bridge. Oh, those teeny tiny screws. Date wheel. Oops. Yeah, this does it. It didn't have a whole lot of miles. It really didn't. No, that's pretty decent. You can see the lower mainspring arbor port is worn from there, I'm sure. Yeah, even I can see it. You look at it from any kind of an angle. Let's get this in here and try to... Why are they screaming my name? I'm down here. Yeah, a usual thing. You can see it's all blown out to one side. It's all over here. You can see it's ovaled out. Well, that's why it's here, right? Come on. I mean, come on. Come on, fellas. Let's see. Okay. Nope, didn't work. Try it again. There we go. So far, so good. Huh, weird. Oil. Get it in there. It's weird. You pull apart a movement like this, which clearly looks original, and the lubrication is all gone. I would think. I didn't see anything on any jewels, but yet there's still liquid oil around the keyless works. That's strange. I think it's strange. Okay, I'm going to go through hand clean everything. I'm going to machine out upper and lower and put in the jewels. And then when we come back, I will we'll start assembling. Hey, come here. Stop that. And I'm so excited about getting this job back to you. I'm so excited about getting your watches out of here so you can have them and you can, finally, hopefully, enjoy your watches and have fun. Sometimes these mainsprings, I tell you. Sorry, I'm just untangling your mainspring. It's this one's just being a little funky on me. Oh, out. Yeah, same thing. See, a little bit of brassing, not bad. This looks okay. I mean, I'll have to test and put it together, but it doesn't look bad. Let me clean it up. Okay. When I come back, everything will be clean. And we're back. Okay. Everything's out of the cleaner. Looking at stuff. Mainspring all cleaned up. You'll notice the nice golden means curve is back, which is what we want. Oops. There's that new lower mainspring arbor bush jewel right there. The other jewels in this one look good. There is your upper mainspring arbor jewel right there. Good to go. Everything's all clean. Good. Okay. I'm going to start putting stuff together, but because I'm going to be doing die shock settings and that kind of twitchy stuff, I'm going to do that off camera, and then I will come back when we're getting ready to really start it. Okay, and here we go. So, out and clean. I have the keyless works assembled. Just doing the first basic checks. I already did this, but I'll do it again because it's fun. Let's test dry fit the bridge so we can see how this turns. Because now, of course, your mainspring barrel look at that. Your mainspring barrel is in jewels top and bottom. Look at that. Okay, good. That's great. Excellent. Sometimes, like, if you aren't super duper careful and you misalign the lower port at all, then the wheels bind up. The mainspring binds up, and it just sucks. So again, what I'm doing here is I want to dry fit every wheel so I can just see how it behaves without having to mess with it a whole bunch by, you know, dragging a whole bunch of other parts around trying to get something to sit. I want to isolate out each wheel so that I can look at it and see if it's behaving. You don't have to do it this way. You can you can bolt it together and hope, but you know, you're gambling. I don't approve of gambling. Come on. Okay. We have that wheel in. I think that's okay. Look at that. That's nice. Let's now look at the escape wheel. Oh, that looks nice. Look at that. Merest breath of air. Yeah, that's quite decent. Look, it's still spinning. Wow. Cool. All right. The only thing about this is you don't ever want to get distracted when you're dry fitting, especially if you do this a lot, because body memory will lead you to just start putting it together and you will have forgotten to lubricate it. So ask me how I know that. Ooh, that's quite decent. Isn't that great? Look at that. That's nice. Cool. Okay. A little bit of 90-10 on the lower mainspring arbor jewel. We go slightly heavier. Next one up. Got the third wheel. There are some old school dudes that are like, you shouldn't use lube as light as 90-10 on pallet forks and, Diashock settings. You should use heavier. You won't get quite as high amplitude, but it will keep running for longer. And I'm like, okay, if you say so. But I still do it the same way that I always do. Are you guys seriously whispering over there?
Yes.
Wow. Good. Okay. Chronograph wheel. The way you deal with these chronograph wheels is you've got to compress the clutch spring slightly to create some clearance right here so you get lubrication between the pinion and this gear of the fourth wheel section. And put it in just press it down a little bit, not hard, just enough that it'll go in there, and you can just make sure. Okay. Now it's time to do the same thing. 90-10 and a little bit heavier for third wheel. Okay, good. The reason I lubricate from the inside instead of from the oil cup up above is those are because that's actually what the manual says. So I'm going to listen to the manual. A little bit of 8200 there. Okay. Okay. Trying to get some feeling back in my finger. Put in our bridge screws. Oh, those are in the next one. I only have one in this pile. Jeez. So if you hear Sebastian screaming and running around, he's having a great time outside of my window. So you might hear him yelling at you. Okay. This is a little bit of 9415. I tend to like it for things that only move every now and then, such as the pillar wheel, because it stays put until it gets moved, and then it becomes a lubricant. Where's the little ring? Come on. The pillar wheels have a little bushing on the inside, and it should be in here. If not, I've got a second one, but it's usual that I will think that I don't have one, and then I'll go get another one, and then I find that the one I needed was where it was supposed to be. Come on. Okay. Let me just find one. I'm sure I'll come across the other one at another date. Oh, come on now. Aha. Good. There we are. your little bushing. There's a lot of force goes through that, and they want to make sure that it does not get weird. This, by the way, these screws, the sort of the larger headed short shaft screws that are used for this and the first operating lever, you don't ever want to really seat those real hard, because the screw hole, the tapped out hole for this is longer than the shaft, which means if you really tighten it down, it'll tighten down past the point that the head can hang on to the shaft, and it'll snap off. And you'll have the head be loose, and the hole will be plugged with a threaded section, and it's a pain in the butt. I always put the second operating lever on first, because that's the way I roll. That's the way all the cool kids do it. Isn't that right, Sadie?
What?
She's not listening.
About legendary fish.
Oh, legendary fish. Okay, now I know. First operating lever. Okay, we gotta flick that column wheel. We'll knock it off. Okay, there that is. And this one uses the same screw as the column wheel there, pillar wheel, whatever the heck you want to call it. That thing. But same thing, you don't want to crank it down too hard, because trust me, you can snap it off. Well, there goes this jewel hiding underneath the ratchet wheel. There's that. I don't have to worry about really firming this down, because when I manually put power into the mainspring, that'll tighten down nicely. Operating lever spring. These are tricky because obviously, one, they're L-shaped, and two, they're springs, and so it takes a certain sort of technique to get those to go where they're supposed to go. I've worked up this technique. I don't know that it's 100% correct or what I should do. Maybe there's an easier way, but that's the way I do it. There that is. Let's look at our... Oh, the hammer looks beautiful. I swear that the hammer will the condition of the hammer will tell you a lot about the condition of the watch itself. Look at that, the faces. The faces on the hammer are beautiful. Nice and smooth. You can see there's one and there's the next one. See if I can get a reflection on that. There you go. There's one. And there's the other face. Right there, see that? There you go. Isn't that nice? Okay, there's that one in. Now here's our hammer spring. Just make sure it's flat. Now it's warped a little bit. See, look, it's not square. It's kind of going like that. So let's put that back where it's supposed to be. Come on. You know, you two, I'm perfectly happy to have you here, but you should know that there are few things that make a male more nervous than two girls whispering and talking.
We're not talking about you.
Well, you see,
Character's blobfish mask.
oh, that's fine, but all men within hearing are going to assume that any laughing group of women is laughing at them.
No, my character is having a serious moment, and now there's kind of a weird thing. But I'm wearing a blobfish mask in a serious moment. It's hilarious. Okay, so you and I will stop making.
No, you can whisper all you want to. I'm just telling you. Come on. Stop fighting me. Get in there. Mm-hmm. There. Okay, so hammer in place. Both of those springs are good to go. And there's your minute counter wheel. Let's go with the intermediate minute counter wheel. And the lubrication they use on these things is just as light as absolutely possible and very, very... Oh, I almost made the classic blunder. The classic blunder. Oh my goodness. See, I got distracted. This is no bueno. Where is it? Aha. It ain't got nothing if it ain't got this. Would you flip over? Flip! Stop it. Thank you. Gosh. Now, I'm not going to need to pull the... I'm not going to need to pull that hammer, so I'm going to go at this live. That just slips underneath and it drops there, and then I find the little teeny tiny screw, which is right there. Put that right there. Oh, come on. Frickin' hand's going to sleep. There we go, all better. Worst thing is, I remember once, it was a long time ago, I got through, I assembled the whole movement, and I was just checking the baskets, and this screw dropped out, and I had to go all the way back in to put it in there, because there's no way around it. Okay. Remember, too much lubrication can be worse than not having any, or not enough.
Why, does it cut up or something?
Yeah, the thing is you get lubrication in it, and it kind of goes all over the place. You want lubrication to stay where it is, because if it goes away, that means it's not where it's supposed to be, and it means that it can start picking up junk and gunk and things. But like if you get a heavy lubrication and it moves over from someplace heavy, not to sound stupid, and then it gets on something like the pallet fork pivots, then your watch will just start running like terribly. A little bit heavier for the upper jewel of the chronograph wheel. Okay. And now a little bit of, I use S4 on this. It seems to work very nicely, and this stuff absolutely stays put, which is what you want. You do not want heavy grease anywhere rolling around anywhere close to the chronograph wheel or any of that stuff. Also, when you're dropping the chronograph bridge, I always do it with the operating levers open so that it's easier to get everything aligned. Doing it the other way, you can do it, but it's a real good risk of, if you're not super careful, you jack up the pivot or something. So let's get that down. Okay, so those two pivots, okay, all three pivots are in. We test by moving this, and let that spin, and those two, and they spin, which is good. And they spin easily. What you get over here? And continuing to hold it down until I can drop one screw in place. Hold it and test again. Okay, good, good. Good, good. Okay, next screw. One and two. Oops, uh-oh, this blade is magnetized. I have to go and demag that, which I will do in a moment. Darn it. Okay, that should hold for the minute. Just again, make sure that everything's doing what it should. Yeah, okay. Firm down all three of the chronograph bridge screws. Then let's get this up here. I like to get a little bit. No, that's not necessary. I think I lubed it enough. And you get your click spring. Darn it. Oh, would you stop that? There we go. Aha. So now yep, the teeth of the mainspring barrel are intersecting with the center wheel, just where they should be. Exactly where they should be. Just like the tiniest, barest fraction of a millimeter below that top edge. Let's just look at it again. Let me listen to it. Oh yeah, no, it sounds good. Nope, it sounds good. While we're doing this, I push this back and I reload that. I get everything aligned for the first time. Let's Let's test that reset. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. Excellent. All right. I looked, sorry for my sniffles, by the way. It's not a cold. As usual, it's allergies. I did look over the pallet fork. Pallet fork is fine. At least the faces are fine. The faces of the stones are fine. Some people only lubricate the exit stone. I lubricate exit and entrance with, pardon me, 9415. Just a little bit, just enough to dome on the face, which is what the instructions say. And I do that by looking at the reflection of it, reflection on the face itself, and then very carefully put that in there. And now, reach over here. Okay. Always check your stones. I'm sorry, your jewels. Yeah, you ran it through the cleaner, but just want to make sure. Anything or in and around the pallet fork is going to have a big effect on how it runs. I think Rocket's barking at a squirrel. Okay. Fully powered. Chronograph wheel on, checking the clearance between the two different inner edges. The jaws of the operating levers need to have the exact same gap in between them. And then you need to look here and make sure that this finger from the minute counter wheel is centered right in the middle of this hole. That is what you need. So now it is time honey, why don't you call Obi-Wan Hobie-Wan? I guess he only had the one girlfriend.
As far as we know.
Okay, look at that. Okay, so I'm going to demag, and then we are going to, let's just see what the numbers say, but I want to check the action here first. We're going to see the finger coming on right there. Boop, see, and then it clicked over, perfect. Okay, so now let's do the thing. Okay. Oh, I didn't want to do that, but I did it anyway. So I have no idea what we're going to get. We're going to get a lot of bead air. Wow, a ton of bead air. Holy crap. Okay, so I've got to move the left arm, which is the one that is holding the stud for the hairspring, and I've got to try to get rid of that beat error. I moved it to the, yeah. So I moved it to the right, which is effectively lengthening the hairspring, which makes the hairspring effectively longer. Well, if you lengthen something, it's longer, but it means that the seconds, the beats, take longer. So as I adjust the beat error out, I am going to, the rate is going to go down. So, but I like to get the beat error where it needs to be. Wait, why are you going back up? 3.9. Let's try that again. So I was going the wrong way, so now I'm going to the left, which is shortening the hairspring, and you'll notice the rate is going up. .8. Okay, so there it is. We have, basically it's perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the accuracy, that's the right arm, and I'm going to bring it to the left, which will lengthen the hairspring and bring the rate down. Okay, so now is the time for me. Now is the time for me to put that there. I'm going to cap it. And I'm going to, oh, stop that. Bad manners. Okay, I'm going to let these numbers sit and think to themselves. You're going to see the amplitude go up and then down a little, and then it's going to go up, and then it'll go down a little, it'll go up, and go down a little, and it'll even out. As everything starts to run in, it'll even out. Okay, so that's that. This portion takes a bit, so I'll finish rebuilding the case and everything, because I went through everything. There's your case. Just want to make sure it's all clean. You got your case. There's your insert. It's a nice insert. All clean. Ready to go. Okay, so that's it. We will check back in after I get the front end put together, but I don't think I've got too many concerns at this point. It's only been running for, what, 2 minutes? So it's a good starting place. It's a good movie. It's a good watch. Okay. Okay, so that looks good, and we are now moving on. We are gonna, things have settled beautifully, and so I want to get the front redone. First thing is I want to test the cannon pinion. So put in this gear plus the minute gear, just like that. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yep, that's great. You can see there's your lower mainspring arbor jewel. So that looks awesome. Base of the date driving group assembly, or whatever the heck you want to call it. Make sure that thing has both its tabs. It does. Come on. Get in there. Come on. Stop fighting me. Oh, honey, I did ask Uncle Richard about that pasta salad thing. I have not heard back. Make sure everything turns easily, nothing's binding up. Intermediary date driving wheel. It's the second kind, the later kind. People complain about them, but come on. They do their job. They do what they're supposed to do. It's rare for one to jack up. In order to jack up one of those wheels, you have to... something else in the calendar has to go terribly, terribly wrong. By themselves, they don't really seem to wear at all. I mean, they really don't. I mean, it's quite durable material, whatever they chose. Minute wheel. Bridge. Minute wheel bridge has a port for oiling this gear right there. Wait, so honey, you like Songs to Learn and Sing more than Ocean Rain? Echo and the Bunnymen.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is a good album. That's down. That's down. Mm-hmm. Date corrector lever. I like to loop just a little bit right there because this is the face that intersects it. It grinds backwards. There is the quick set. We need the date corrector spring. I wonder how many of these movements I've rebuilt. I mean, what, 8 years of running this business? There's your date wheel. Mm-hmm. Okay, out of there. Okay. Look at how shiny. Always makes me want to sing that one song.
Velvet Underground song?
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah, that's what goes in my head.
Shiny, shiny, shiny boots of leather. Okay, Lou Reed. Whatever you say. is that. Good. So let's check the quick set. Yeah, because you can see the back of that lever as I release this slides along the tooth. Just want to make that a little smoother. I want things to keep rolling. Well, just a tiny, tiny amount of lubrication right here for the day wheel. Let me make sure I've got that glort off of there. That looks like it's just staining. I'm not going to go nuts on it. Big thing with these is how flat is the day wheel. So now we have to check, does the date line up with the day, or does the day line up with the date? You want to look out here. You see, okay, that looks pretty good. Then you get your C-clip, and the flat side goes up. Darn it. Up, not down. Because the bottom side is beveled, and that fits into the day wheel itself. Quick set works. Let's run this through, see if we get a flick. One. That's dragging a little. I'm not happy about that. Look at that day wheel. You normally wouldn't behave that way. Click. Yeah, I think that day wheel is flexed down a little bit and it's dragging on the face. Make sure that that's... Worst comes to worst, I'll simply replace it. Yeah, I can see it's flexed down a little bit over here. Come on. Yeah, I mean, I can fool with this, but it'd simply be faster it's dragging. Okay, so let me get that off of there. These day wheels are made of very thin aluminum, and they are easy to flex. And then you get them that they will start to drag, and you can try and correct them, and Lord knows I have, but it can still be, a pain in the butt. We're talking a tiny amount, and try to correct that curve. You can see where it's touching down right here. Yeah, the edges worked over there too. I wonder what happened there. Oh, look, it's got a divot. That is certainly better. It's still dropping over on this side, though. Okay, that's better. This edge is leading up a bit. This side is still giving me troubles. Let's try that. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Sigh. This will be the test. If this one doesn't work, I'm just going to replace the day wheel. I'm not going to fiddle around with it. So, click, click, click. Ooh, there it is. See? Isn't that nice? Yeah, good. Good. That's great. Awesome. Kick ass. All right. Well, I'm going to let that... Now I'm going to have to let the movement run again for a while as a complete movement, and then once everything's fine, I'll bolt it together and we'll be done. But I think that's it for right now. Well, happy Friday. So, there it is. It's about 12 hours down. Hang on a sec. There it is. These are not at the right time or date because I let them run down. I haven't. I don't keep watches running unnecessarily unless I can, unless I have to, unless I'm testing something. They're head only because I typically ship watches head only. Anyway, but look at the beautiful colors of Seiko. Isn't that great? Okay. This time and date are not accurate. There it blows. There she goes. Okay, I am super excited about getting this watch. Sorry about Rocket. He's barking at the UPS man. I'm super excited about getting these back to you. I really am happy about this watch. Not to sound sort of, not to sound kind of loopy, hippy-dippy, but certain things sometimes seem to go a certain way, so things end up a certain way. And here you are. I think that's a great trio. I really do. That's really nice. And I want to thank you again for your great communication and your support, and most importantly, your unbelievable patience. I'm so pleased. So thank you so much. And that really is about it. And I will get these ready for your ready to ship out to you, and we'll be done. Okay, thank you.